So today I finally decided to clip the lines to Chica's bridle, to the snaffle. I've been working with her independently on getting used to the ground driving lines first, with just the halter on, and then adding the snaffle on, and teaching her to just give to the pressure of the bit on both sides of her mouth. So I did both of those independently first, and today I decided to actually try out the ground driving lines attached to the snaffle. You'll see that I didn't run it through the outside stirrup yet, or actually either stirrup, just yet, because I didn't know how she was going to respond, and I didn't want her to get bound up in any way. And I did end up working on changing directions with her. I wasn't sure if I was going to do that this first go or not, but just because of all that, I just figured I'd let it be not through the stirrup yet and see how she did. But I was really pleased with her. She hasn't minded the lines at all. She got a little confused here, but luckily she knows my body language well enough at this point, so I was able to get her moved back out. And after I think a few more circles, I end up testing out changing direction. There was a few times here where she was kind of cutting the circle in just a little bit, so I was using the outside rein a few times before I attempted to change directions on her. And she did really well for that first time. She got stuck there for a minute and just didn't know how to follow that nose to the outside. And in fairness, in any groundwork that we've done, I've never had her turn away from me before. She always turns into me, so it's a new concept all around. But I was really pleased with her the first time with the lines today. And I like to do this before I get on, because it gives them an opportunity to know how to steer with the snaffle before I'm on them. I like to have some basic understanding of the snaffle and steering before that first ride happens. I feel like the first ride is already a big enough deal for them anyway, and I don't want there to be confusion about how to steer and what all of that pressure in their mouth is and all of that. So that's why I take a lot of time ahead of time to do the work in the snaffle and the ground driving. And personally, I don't get on horses anymore without them already being in the snaffle. I know some people like to just put them in the halter and kind of clip reins to either side. That's just not how I do it. I just prefer to have them already going in the snaffle from the first ride. And that's just my preference. She was getting pretty good here about how learning how to change directions. I was really proud of her. And she got a little stuck. Just wanted to turn to the inside too much, so then she followed the feel to the outside, and she had a pretty good whoa here. And then she got kissed, because she's a good girl. Next, I decided to move on to hopping. I found that horses sometimes really need to get used to the person jumping beside them before getting on. And you can see I found a little trigger for her. She's not usually afraid of stuff, but even before she started moving her feet around, she just felt a little tense next to me. So I know it kind of looks like I'm chasing her, but the idea is that I'm trying to keep this like hopping motion, so that the scariness of my body movement didn't end with her running away, just like standard theory of desensitizing. But I can't exactly hop and follow her super well, so it kind of turned into like a little marching run thing. But I sure got my workout in, being able to hop along with her as much as possible. But yeah, this is why I like to introduce just hopping first before putting the foot in the stirrup, because some horses respond like this. The human doesn't usually bounce like that, so it's a good thing for them to get used to before you start crawling the board. And then I found once I did start putting my foot in the stirrup, the sensation of a little weight in the stirrup was a little concerning to her. You can see she gets a little tense and worried a few times here too. So this is something I'll continue the next few interactions, next few sessions together to make sure that she's really good and comfortable with the hopping and stepping in the stirrup. And then of course leaning over her and all that other extra stuff that'll come. This is just the first step for it. So she gets a little worried about the hopping on this side too. And at one point we're a little bit off camera, so sorry about that. But you can see she her neck gets a little tense and she goes, oh, can I leave? I don't like that. I can't really hop and follow her very well, but I tried. So I just kept trying to follow her and hop. And I never was like telling her to whoa or pulling on her to stop. I was just keeping her nose around to me so that she couldn't get fully away. I wanted her to find how to stop moving her feet on her own through that process, which she did. She's a little worried about my foot in the stirrup again on this side, and it's really why I do the hopping and the stepping on both sides. I don't believe in just getting on one side or the other. I get on my horses on whatever side I'm standing on, so they need to be comfortable with that, and I work on that from the get-go. There we go. Now she starts getting more relaxed. Good Chica. And try it one more time just to make sure we're solid on the concept, not being afraid of it. Nice. So I was pleased with today's session. Thank you for watching.